Welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about naming angles, special angle terminology. Soon we'll begin learning about one of the most important topics in geometry, which is proofs. But before we get there, we need to lay some groundwork of important terms and ways we talk about geometry, especially angles. So we identify an angle using 3 points. The middle point is always the vertex. So whatever point is in the middle of the angle, that's also known as the vertex. Look at the figure to the right. Notice that the angle could be called either FED or DEF. And sometimes if it's clear, there's no confusion, we might just call this angle E. But notice that the vertex is always named second. So look at this example. What is the name of the angles to the right? So here are the letters on the angle, G, H, and I. So we could either call this angle GHI, IHG, or angle H. Now, if two angles are directly opposite of one another, because of two intersecting lines, we call those vertical angles. Those marked by these blue lines here. They are always equivalent. If two angles are both on the same line, or together add up to 180 degrees, not necessarily on the same line, but adding up to 180 degrees, then we call them supplementary angles. And the last special angle pair is something called adjacent angles, which just means they're next to each other. So sometimes adjacent angles are supplementary, but sometimes they're not. It just means that they're next to each other. Okay, so that's marked over here in green. Let's try this example. Which angle number is vertical to ACB? And if ACB is 120 degrees, what is the measure of the vertical angle? Well, clearly ACB is on this side, so vertical to that would be 2. And then the measure of 2 is going to be the same, so it's also 120 degrees. Which angle is supplementary to JKL? Well, JKL is 95, so JKL is right here, 95 degrees. And so either this one, 10, or this one, 12, is going to be supplementary. Whatever the case, its measure has to be 85 degrees, so that 85 plus 90 gives you 180. Which angle number is adjacent to JKG? Well, JKG is right here, so that's angle 10. The only angle that's right next to it, not vertical to it, but right next to it, is angle 11. Alright, here's the exit ticket. Which of the following definitions is incorrect or incomplete? Supplementary angles, angles that add to 180 degrees. Vertical angles, angles that are equal. Or adjacent, angles that share a line or are next to one another. You can answer that in the Desmos activity.